Hey guys, BL549 here with a video. Yes, a video, not a short. I know I've been posting shorts consistently for about 2 months, but we're here with a video. My first one in 7.5 years, so this is a little unfamiliar territory for me, but hey, we're here, we're doing it. First off, I gotta thank all you guys for 100 subscribers. It means a lot to me. I know it's not a lot to a lot of people, but we're building up. We're basically starting from the ground up again. I started again when I had about 80 or 85, but you know we're starting to try and build up what I had back in the day when I was making content back when I was in high school or even my college years, or really post college years. And you know we're basically just trying to move forward with what we got and trying to build up. That's basically why we're here today. I'm just gonna tell you about number one, why I came back, number two, you know, what our goals are, number three, what to expect, and four, just gracious for everything so far. But let's hop right to it. Well, really, I got the itch about 2 months ago, right when NASCAR 25 came out for the PC, and I really wanted to test the waters of content creation again, just because you know I have a few friends that did it, and I was looking what they were doing, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, this is really fun, and you know, and the game itself seemed okay, so I'm like, well, let me get the game, you know, and I got the game, and you know, I really enjoyed it, and I was like, man, I really think I can, you know, I can play this and be good at it, number one. And number two, you know, I got the itch to stream again. And I just started streaming one day, and now here I am. I'm streaming 3 to 4 days a week. Um, you know, I know it's not to the most amount of people yet, but you know, we're trying to build up, as I said. But really, I got the itch then, and you know, I started making YouTube shorts, TikToks, you know, all this, and I just, you know, I got the itch to want to start doing it again. And once I started doing it consistently and learning more what to do and trying to learn more on how to make better, you know, content, and I'm still learning. I'm learning every day. You know, I just felt like I wanted to do more. So that's really why I came back and why I'm trying to, you know, still do what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm still starting out. You know, I'm still fairly new at this. I've only been doing this again 2 months. 2 months is nothing to some people. You know, some people have been doing this 10 years. You know, I've been on YouTube since 2009. You know, but I had an old channel, it was deleted. I had to start again, and I never really got above really where I am today. So again, I really appreciate all the subscribers, 100 subscribers. I know we're just gonna go up from here. So I really appreciate it. Just stay tuned. I promise we're going to have a lot. Really, what to expect is more streams, more videos, more clips, shorts, all this. And across all my socials that I post here in my bio on YouTube and in the description below, really just to expect more of what you've seen from me. And I'm basically just trying to, you know, do more of what I've done. Whether it's NASCAR 25 streams, obviously, and doing online lobbies. You know, career mode, I think we're going to make that into a video series for Cup. Because for Xfinity and Trucks and ARCA, you know, they're shorter races. You can probably do that on stream. Doesn't take a lot of time really away from online racing. But when you have a group that you race with, you know, you want to really race with them, and you don't really want to do, you know, career mode, even though it's a very chill way to like end a stream or end a night or even begin a night. You know, it's like you want to race with who you want to race with, and you don't want really anything to take away from that. So that's why I'm thinking Cup to do, you know, in a video series, just because Cup, you know, that's a long race. If you do, I did 25% on career mode, so you know that I'm going to continue with that. And we'll probably start our Cup career very soon. I've kind of taken a break from doing career mode just because I've been doing a lot of online lobbies. And, you know, I've also been streaming Madden. I've been streaming some Fortnite with my buddies. So, you know, I've been doing a lot. But really expect more of that. iRacing, I'm going to start doing some iRacing streaming more often here in the next month. The NIS, NASCAR iRacing series, comes back very soon. I run some of that, last season I ran probably about 12 to 14 weeks of it. So roughly about a quarter of the season, maybe a little more than a quarter of the season. Expect more this year. I think I'm going to try to do more. That series runs Thursdays and Sundays. Or it should still run Thursdays and Sundays. And then expect the Road to Pro series. That's going to start up. I'm going to try to do that. So that's going to be more of iRacing stuff. And then, just expect more, content here and all across all my platforms. I'm going to try to be more consistent with that. So far to start the new year, it feels like we have. I think I've done an okay job of it. But, just expect more of what I've had. And, really just trying to do more. I'm enjoying what I'm doing so far. And I'm going to try to keep doing more. That's all there is to it. I'm going to do more. And I want to do more. I have 3 goals in mind. Number 1, obviously to build up from what I've done so far. So whether it's, here, my other platforms, just try to build up from what I got right now. Just because, as I've said, as I always say in my mind, you gotta start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere, Nobody's gonna be an overnight sensation all the time, Nobody's gonna go from 0 to, 2,000 followers or 2,000 subscribers right away, Everybody's gotta start somewhere. And that's how I really view this, is I gotta start somewhere. And, I starting from the ground up, really. I'm not starting, up here. I'm really starting, down here. And you gotta take the steps. So that's really what I'm trying to do, is just take the steps. Number 2, really, my number 2 goal is to entertain you guys. Really, I just want to be entertaining. I know I'm a fun person to be around, whether it's online, in person, whatever. But, I'm really trying to be entertaining for myself, for you guys. I may look very reserved as a person, and, I might not show much emotion sometimes. If you watch my stream sometimes, I might be angry at stuff, or, I might find something really funny, but most of the time I'm a very reserved person no matter what. I'm trying to be more, I guess, open with my emotions, because I know I'm an entertaining person, and really that's my goal for this, is just entertain, have fun, and make sure I'm posting good content for you guys to look at. And, really just doing this for myself. That leads into my 3rd goal, is, just, have fun. Have fun. They always say, when you're not having fun, it's not going to be, it's not going to be enjoyable to do stuff like this, make videos, or, do vlogs, or, post gaming content, or, if you're not having fun playing a game and you're just feeling forced to do it, it's like, if you're not doing it for fun and you're not doing it because you're enjoying it, then there's no point. But really, that's my goal. Look out for some more content in the coming weeks. As I said, I think I'm going to start my career mode and cup. I'm probably going to make that into a video series, so stay tuned for that. I'm looking to post more of YouTube videos, long videos this year. So whether that is career mode, and I may venture into vlogging. I've never vlogged before, but, I kind of want to, and I've always wanted to. This goes back to the day when, I used to have a podcast with an old friend of mine. We used to do a lot of podcasting, and we did that for about 2 years, and I'm telling you, I love podcasting. I love talking about, stuff, whether it's sports or whatever. We really talked about NASCAR stuff. And that was some of the most enjoyable, things I've ever talked about. I used to be on a post-race show for one of the iRacing series with, NASCAR people. Used to do that. I had a blast doing that. Unfortunately, the time came when I just couldn't make it work anymore. And now here I am. So we're really here just to entertain, have fun, build on what we got, and we'll take it from there. But thanks, guys, for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for 100 subscribers. We're only getting started here. Stay tuned for more content. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here. And we'll see you in the next one.